Imagine hearing directly from God, and what he says next changes your life forever. Hear these words and let them settle deep within your soul. God has given you the power to change your life forever. It is not by chance nor by fate, but by divine law that you hold within you the ability to transform your world. The world around you is not fixed. It is not something outside of your control. It is the perfect reflection of your inner state, shaped by your thoughts, your beliefs, and most importantly, by your faith in what God has already spoken into existence. The Bible declares in Proverbs 23:7, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." What does this mean for you? It means that your life is a direct result of what you consistently hold in your mind and believe to be true. If you believe yourself to be weak, you will experience weakness. If you believe yourself to be strong, strength will manifest in your life. Your belief shapes your reality, for God has given you dominion over all things through faith. God said, "Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." This is not a suggestion, it is a divine principle. The moment you believe that you have already received, heaven and earth move to bring it to pass. But why do so many fail to see the change they desire? Because they pray with doubt. They ask, but in their hearts they do not truly believe. Faith is the key that unlocks the door to transformation. When God spoke the world into existence, he did not doubt his words. He said, "Let there be light," and light appeared. Genesis 1:03. That same power, that same authority has been given to you, but most people misuse this power. Instead of speaking life, they speak death. Instead of declaring abundance, they declare lack. And in doing so, they create the very circumstances they wish to escape. God said death and life are in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. What are you speaking over your life today? What words are shaping your future? If you wish to see change, you must first change your inner dialogue. You must align your words and thoughts with the truth that God has already established. You are not a victim, you are a creator. The greatest mistake man makes is waiting for something outside of himself to change his life. He looks to circumstances, to luck, to other people. But the Bible is clear, the kingdom of God is within you. Luke 17:21. That means the power to transform your life does not come from the outside, it comes from within. The moment you recognize this, your entire world will begin to shift. If you are struggling today, if you feel trapped in circumstances beyond your control, I urge you to stop looking outward and start looking inward. What have you been believing? What have you been expecting? God said, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind," Romans 12:02. This is the secret. Change begins when you renew your mind, when you replace old limiting beliefs with the truth of God's promises. Your present life is a result of your past thinking. If you want a different future, you must plant different seeds of thought today. You must see yourself as God sees you, blessed, favored, victorious. When Jesus walked the earth, he did not beg for miracles. He spoke them into existence. He did not question whether healing was possible. He declared it, and it was so. This is the mind you must adopt. Do not wait for circumstances to change before you believe. Believe first, and circumstances will change. This is the law of faith, and it cannot fail. If you desire healing, see yourself healed. If you desire abundance, see yourself as prosperous. Live in the assumption that what you desire is already yours. Jesus said, "According to your faith be it unto you," Matthew 9:29. Notice he did not say according to God's will, nor according to luck, but according to your faith. This is why two people in the same situation can experience completely different outcomes. One believes in victory, the other in defeat, and both are right, for each receives according to their faith. My friends, God has already spoken the blessing over your life. You are the one who must believe it and walk in it. If you have been struggling, if you have been waiting for a sign, let this be your confirmation. God has already given you the power to change your life forever. Begin today by speaking only words of faith. Declare daily, I am blessed, I am favored, I am victorious. All things are working together for my good. Even if your circumstances suggest otherwise, stand firm. Do not be moved by what you see, be moved only by what you believe. When David faced Goliath, he did not look at the size of the giant. He looked at the size of his God. Your problems are not bigger than God. Your challenges are not greater than his promises. When you walk in faith, the mountains in your life must move. God did not create you to live in fear, to struggle, to beg. You were made to reign. The moment you accept this truth, the chains that have bound you will break. Do not say one day my life will change. Say my life has already changed. For faith does not wait for evidence, it creates it. God said, let the weak say I am strong. Joel 3:10. Even in the midst of weakness, declare your strength. Even in the midst of lack, declare abundance. The world calls this foolishness, but the Bible calls it faith, and faith moves mountains. My friends, your life is in your hands, for God has placed his power within you. Step waiting, stop doubting, step into the reality of your divine inheritance. You are not meant to struggle, you are meant to thrive. You are not meant to live in fear, you are meant to walk in boldness. You are not meant to be a victim, you are meant to be victorious. Say it with me now. My life is changing now. My breakthrough is here. My future is bright. God has already done it. God has given you the ability to shape your world through the power of your thoughts. Look at your life today. Every experience, every situation, every condition is a reflection of what you have persistently believed. If you dwell on lack, lack will manifest. If you dwell on sickness, sickness will take root. But if you fill your mind with thoughts of abundance, health, and victory, these too will become your reality. It is not the outer world that determines your fate, but the inner world that directs it. Jesus did not perform miracles by looking at circumstances. He looked beyond them. When he healed the sick, he did not focus on their disease. He focused on their wholeness. When he multiplied the loaves and fishes, he did not see scarcity. He saw abundance. This is the key. You must see beyond appearances and hold fast to the truth that God has already provided all that you need. Your thoughts are not passive. They are creative forces. Every moment they are shaping the course of your life. If you allow doubt and fear to govern your mind, your life will reflect their chaos. But if you choose thoughts of faith, love, and certainty, your world will transform in ways you never imagined. The Bible tells us, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:02. Your transformation begins the moment you take control of your thinking. Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Mark 11:24. These are not empty words. They are the divine formula for manifestation. Yet so many approach prayer as a ritual rather than a realization. They ask, but in their hearts they doubt. They desire, but they hesitate to believe. And because they waver, they receive nothing. Faith is not hoping that something might happen. Faith is knowing that it already has. God's promises do not fail, but they require something from you. Absolute conviction. You cannot say, I believe, while holding doubt in your heart. The moment you question whether it will come to pass, you have already blocked the very blessing you seek. Look at Jesus. When he spoke healing, it was not with uncertainty, it was with the authority of one who knew it was already done. When he commanded the storm to be still, he did not wonder if the wind would obey, he knew it would. That same authority has been given to you, but it only works through unwavering faith. Many pray and then look for signs before they believe. They say, if I see a change, then I will know my prayer has been answered. But this is not faith, this is doubt disguised as patience. True faith does not wait for evidence, it creates evidence. You must believe before you see, for belief is the force that calls the unseen into existence. When you pray, do not beg, declare. Do not wish, assume. Speak as though it is already yours, and the universe will align to make it so. You have been given dominion over your life, and faith is the key that unlocks that dominion. The moment you shift from hoping to knowing, from doubting to expecting, the heavens will move on your behalf. The Bible says, according to your faith be it unto you, Matthew 9:29. Not according to God's will alone, not according to chance, but according to your faith. Your level of belief determines your level of experience. I ask you, what are you believing for? What are you expecting? If you truly understood the power of faith, you would never doubt again. The moment you accept that what you seek is already yours, you will walk in the reality of it, and nothing will be impossible for you. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, Proverbs 18:21. These words hold a truth so profound that most fail to grasp their significance. Every word you speak is a seed planted in the soil of reality, and in due time it will bear fruit. If you constantly declare struggle, hardship, and failure, your life will reflect those very things. But if you choose to speak abundance, healing, and success, the world around you must align with your declaration. Your words are not just sounds, they are forces shaping your destiny. Look at creation itself. When God formed the heavens and the earth, he did not work with his hands, he spoke. Let there be light, and light appeared. Let the earth bring forth living creatures, and they came forth. God's power was in his word, and since you are made in his image, that same power is within you. But most people misuse this divine ability. They speak carelessly, cursing their own future without realizing it. They say, I'll never be successful. I always get sick. Nothing ever works out for me. And then they wonder why their lives mirror these very statements. Jesus himself demonstrated the power of words. When he stood before the dead body of Lazarus, he did not plead or beg for life to return. He simply spoke, Lazarus, come forth. And the dead man arose. When he encountered a violent storm, he did not cry out in fear. He commanded, peace, be still, and the wind obeyed. His words carried authority because he spoke with the conviction of one who knew that reality must conform to his voice. And my friends, you have been given that same authority. If you want to see change in your life, you must first change the way you speak. Speak blessings over yourself even when circumstances suggest otherwise. Say, I am strong even in weakness. Say, I am prosperous even in lack. Say, I am healed even in sickness. Your words are the architects of your future, and with every declaration, you are either building a house of victory or a prison of defeat. Choose your words wisely, for they will shape the life you live. Ask yourself, what are you speaking into existence? Are your words aligning with God's promises, or are they reinforcing your fears? The power is in your hands, or rather, in your tongue. The moment you begin to speak only that which you wish to manifest, your world will start shifting to reflect it. The kingdom of God is within you. Luke 17:21. These words, spoken by Jesus himself, reveal a truth that can transform your entire life. Yet most people continue to search outside of themselves for answers. They believe that if only their circumstances changed, if only they had more money, better health, or different opportunities, then they would be happy, then they would be free. But the truth is, your breakthrough is not somewhere out there. It is already inside you, waiting to be unlocked. Look at the life of Jesus. He never sought external validation, nor did he wait for the world to give him power. He knew that the power of God was already within him, and because of this, he could heal the sick, command the winds, and even raise the dead. He did not beg for change. He spoke it into existence because he understood that the kingdom of God is not something to be found, but something to be realized within. And this same truth applies to you. Many people pray for change, but continue to live as though they are powerless. They ask God for deliverance, but act as if they are still bound. They long for abundance but speak words of lack. Do you not see the moment you shift your awareness to the truth that God's power is already within you, your reality will begin to change. When you stop searching and start believing, doors that seemed locked will suddenly open. Your life is the outward reflection of the state of your inner world. If you believe yourself to be weak, life will confirm that belief. If you see yourself as lacking, the world will show you more lack. But when you awaken to the truth that you are already whole, already provided for, already victorious, your life will reshape itself to mirror that truth. You do not need to chase after the kingdom. It is already here within you, waiting for you to claim it. Let this be the moment you stop looking outside for salvation and start looking within. The power, the wisdom, the abundance. It is all there, planted within you by God Himself. And when you fully accept this truth, nothing will ever be the same again. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, Romans 12:02. These words hold the key to the life you seek. Transformation does not come from changing the world around you. It comes from changing the world within you. Your mind is the seat of your reality, and the life you live today is a direct result of the thoughts you have held in the past. If you desire a new future, you must first renew your mind and fill it with thoughts that align with God's truth. Many believe they are trapped by circumstances, but in reality, they are only trapped by their beliefs. A man who believes in lack will always experience lack, no matter how much he earns. A person who believes in sickness will find illness, even in the healthiest of bodies. But one who believes in abundance, health, and divine favor will attract those things into their life effortlessly. Your thoughts determine your world, and the only way to change your world is to change what you believe. Jesus demonstrated this principle time and again. When He healed the sick, He did not see them as broken, He saw them as whole. When He fed the 5,000, He did not see lack, He saw divine provision. His mind was aligned with the truth that God's abundance is always present, and because of this, His reality reflected that abundance. You too must align your thoughts with this truth if you wish to see transformation in your life. But this renewal of the mind is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice. The world will constantly present you with fear, doubt, and limitation, but you must train yourself to reject these falsehoods and hold steadfast to God's promises. Fill your mind with scriptures that affirm your victory. Speak words that reinforce your faith. Meditate on thoughts that uplift your spirit. As you renew your mind, your life will begin to shift, and the things that once seemed impossible will become inevitable. As you stand at the threshold of change, ask yourself, what thoughts are you holding on to? Are they leading you to the life God has promised, or are they keeping you bound in limitation? The moment you choose to transform your mind, you will begin to witness the transformation of your life. According to your faith, be it unto you. Matthew 9:29. These words are not a suggestion, they are a spiritual law. Your faith is the key that unlocks the doors of possibility, but many people are waiting for signs before they believe. They say, I will believe in abundance when I see it, or I will trust in healing when my body feels better. But that is not how faith works. Faith does not wait for proof. Faith creates proof. Jesus never told people to wait for evidence before believing. Instead, He said, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Mark 11:24. When He healed the blind, He didn't say, wait and see if your sight returns. He said, your faith has made you whole. When Peter walked on water, it was not because the sea changed. It was because Peter believed. The moment doubt entered his mind, he began to sink. The water did not change, but his faith did. Many people live their lives reacting to what they see instead of shaping what they see. They say, I'll be happy when things get better, but things will only get better when they choose to be happy. They wait for circumstances to shift before they believe in their dreams, yet it is belief that shifts circumstances. Your life is a mirror reflecting your deepest convictions. If you believe in lack, you will see lack. If you believe in abundance, you will see abundance. God has already provided everything you need, but it is your faith that brings it into reality. Faith is not passive, it is a force. It is not hoping, it is knowing. When you pray, do not hope that God hears you. Know that He does. When you speak blessings over your life, do not wish they come to pass. Know they already have. The moment you believe without doubt, the unseen begins to manifest in the seen. Ask yourself, what are you believing for? Are you waiting for signs, or are you stepping into faith with full conviction? The moment you stop waiting and start believing, you will begin to see the results you have longed for. Let the weak say, I am strong, Joel 3:10. These words reveal a profound truth. You must speak what you desire, not what you currently experience. Many people make the mistake of speaking only what they see, reinforcing their struggles instead of calling forth their victory. But faith does not describe the present. It declares the future. It does not confirm limitations. It commands transformation. Look at the example of Abraham. God told him he would be the father of many nations, yet for years he remained childless. But did he speak of barrenness? Did he confess lack? No. He called himself the father of many long before he ever saw the fulfillment of that promise. His words align with God's reality, not his temporary circumstances. And because he spoke what God had declared, the impossible became possible. Your words shape your world. If you constantly say, I am struggling, struggle will persist. If you declare, nothing ever works out for me, life will continue to confirm that belief. But if you say, I am blessed, I am favored, I am victorious, even in the face of difficulty, the power of faith will begin to move in your life. God has given you the authority to speak things into existence, but you must use it with confidence. Jesus demonstrated this power when he spoke to the fig tree and it withered. He spoke to the storm and it obeyed. He spoke to the dead and they rose again. Every miracle he performed was activated by his words, and he said, whoever says to this mountain, be removed and cast into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, it will be done. Mark 11:23. The key is not just speaking, but believing in what you declare. So let your words reflect the future you desire, not the struggle you face. Speak health, speak abundance, speak success. Your reality will begin to shape itself according to the words that consistently flow from your mouth. And what once seemed impossible will start to take form in your life. God has already spoken. Now it is your time to believe. These words are not just a reminder, but a profound revelation. The Creator of the universe has already spoken his promises over your life. Your success, your healing, your abundance, they are not coming someday. They are already yours in the Spirit. But the question is, do you believe it? God's promises are eternal, and they are available to you the moment you accept them in faith. For too long, many people wait for a sign, a feeling, or a dramatic change before they believe. But faith does not wait for proof. It believes in the unseen. The key to unlocking your future is your belief. The moment you decide to align your thoughts and actions with God's truth, the door to your inheritance swings wide open. God is not withholding from you. He has already provided everything you need. But you must step into that reality with faith. Consider the Israelites standing at the edge of the promised land. God had already given them the land, but they had to step into it. They had to believe that the land was already theirs and take action in that belief. God had already spoken, but it was up to them to claim what he had promised. The same is true for you. Your future is not something you need to wait for. It is something you need to claim. Many people live in spiritual poverty, not because God hasn't given them abundance, but because they have not taken possession of it by faith. You are not waiting on God to move. You are waiting on yourself to move in alignment with his promises. The moment you believe in what he has already spoken, your future begins to shift. The power of creation is within you, and it is your faith that will unlock it. And so I urge you to examine your inner world. What have you been telling yourself? What visions have you been holding? The change you seek does not begin outside of you, it begins within. Shift your thoughts, align them with God's promises, and watch as your life takes on a new and glorious form. Step into your inheritance today. Do not wait for the perfect moment, the right circumstance, or the approval of others. God has already spoken, and He has already provided for you. It is your time to step into what is rightfully yours and begin to walk in the fullness of your divine purpose. Walk in this truth and see how your world transforms. Do not just listen. Apply these words and watch what happens. Remember, God's promises do not fail. His word is eternal. You hold the key to a new life, a new beginning, a new destiny. God has already spoken. Now it is your time to believe. My friends, if this message has touched your spirit, do not keep it to yourself. Share it, live it, and most importantly, apply it. And for more messages that will transform your faith in your life,